evening. This is Nal Combring, and I'm doing my analysis of self-regulation on case study C. So the first thing that we're going to look at is how the theory regarding self-regulation works. So first of all, each human being has a certain point where they feel comfortable. This is where your self-image is at. You are comfortable because this is what you have reached, this is what you know, this is what is called your effectiveness zone. So let's say, for example, you get a salary of X, or you are used to living a certain lifestyle, then that is what you are comfortable with. The moment that you get more than what you are used to or less than what you are used to, the chances are that you would either, let's say you suddenly win lottery money. The chances are, if you've never had that amount of money, that much to spend, you would end up spending it, and then you would end up broke again. Vice versa, if you lose everything, then you would most likely work to get yourself back to the point where you were or are. I think a very good example is what is going on in the third season of Dynasty, where one of the characters grew up completely broke. He divorces one of the Dynasty brothers, or the Dynasty brother, and then he gets a lump sum out of the divorce, and he goes hysterical. He buys cars, he helps people, he spends as if he has never lived in his life. And it looks as if in the next season he is most likely going to self-regulate and end up where he used to be. So same with if you have lost everything and you start to regain it and you work yourself back up to what you're used to, then you self-regulate again toward the place where you used to be or where you're comfortable, which is your self-regulated area and your effectiveness zone. So the only way to actually get out of this is by exploring your comfort zone, or actually expanding it. So by staying inside of your comfort zone, you aren't going to grow this effectiveness zone. You're going to stay where you are. You're going to continue in that specific area where you are used to doing what you do or receiving what you receive. Whereas if you push yourself outside of your comfort zone, then you are going to be able to actually expand your horizons, and you are then able to grow as well. So when we look at the case study, this is exactly what we're going to look at. The situation where the mentee fell pregnant. It is something where she already failed at school, so then she went to an FET college and she dropped out by the end of the day, falling pregnant, and went back to that space where, you know what, I'm a failure, I'm absolutely useless, one of those things. So first of all, we're going to look at what the mentor could have done in the situation. So we're going to rewind a bit and go to the stage where the mentee, for example, is not yet pregnant. So before that happened, and how the mentor could have expanded this mentee's comfort zone to actually help the mentee to stay in school and to complete and finish and reach a dream. So I've listed about 5 reasons. I said student activity participation, job shadowing opportunities, part-time job opportunities, story share, and vision board. So why would these specific situations be effective in expanding a mentee's the comfort zone? So the first thing is the student activity participation. So the mentor could encourage the mentee to attend student activities. She could even go as far as finding out where student activities is. As mentor, she could say, listen, I found out this and this is going to take place. I want to go. Please come with me. By attending student functions, the mentee would be forced to actually meet new people in the social environment. These people might just motivate the mentee to focus on the studies, to be more student-like, so to take part in student activities. She might be able to make a friend who shares actually the same goals and dreams, and is able to support her and to push her toward reaching her goal. Then you have job shadowing opportunities. The part-time job opportunities I threw together in terms of an explanation. So this would give her the opportunity to actually know or live her dream for whether it's a couple of hours or whether it's shadowing someone to see what they do. The idea is if she can wear a suit, if she can work in an office environment, give her a taste of what lies ahead the moment that she finishes school. So it might be something that gives her purpose and that gives her drive to actually finish what she has started. The next one is story sharing. So this is where you get someone with a similar story to actually talk to her, to tell her, you know what, I had the same thing, but look where I am now. It is possible to reach this space. Then lastly is a vision board. So I do know that a lot of people think vision boards are honestly a load of nonsense, but it works sometimes. And a vision board is basically where you take a piece of paper and you plaster a couple of pictures on that resembles or symbolizes what you want to reach, what your goals are. And each day you put it somewhere where you can see it each day, and then subconsciously you will start to remind yourself, you know what, this is what I want to reach, this is what I want to do, and then you will start to live it, or live toward it at least. So since this doesn't happen, we have to look at the mentee that's self-regulated and what the mentor can actually do now in order to push the mentee out of their comfort zone or to help them actually. So the first thing is that I think both the mentor and the mentee need to know is pregnancy doesn't equal the end of the world as you know it. So I think the first thing that the mentor did that maybe might have pushed the mentee a little bit more away instead of toward her is the moment that she spoke about, okay, but what about college? The thing is, the mentee doesn't have a very high self-image at this point in time. So I would suggest just leave college talk a little bit aside for now, and start with the basics. Start with the fact that she is pregnant, because that's what's going on now. So start with that by getting involved in a pregnancy, asking her how she feels. Is she excited? Is she scared? To tell her, you know what, yes, it's a big thing, but you're going to love this little bundle so much. And to actually just let her know, you know what, your parents might not be here, but I am here and I'm willing to walk this entire road with you. Then I think there's two things that the mentor really needs to do. The first thing is to meet the mentee's boyfriend, because it doesn't sound as if she's done that yet. And the reason that I'm saying this is by the end of the day, he might not be as big a jerk and as big a bad influence as the mentor might think. He might actually become a biggest asset by telling the mentee, you know what, yes, we have a little bundle of joy, but I can also babysit and look after our child while you actually start to qualify yourself. So he might end up being a very big asset. By encouraging her to fix a relationship with her parents, I think that's a very important thing as well, since you do need an entire circle of people who can actually help you during a time like this and with a child specifically. And I think by fixing things with her parents, it might actually help. If, however, she doesn't want to fix that relationship, that's fine. Yes, mentor can just tell you, you know what, that's okay, don't. But remember, I'm going to be here still for you. And then you can actually tell her, then I'll help you to organize your baby shower and we can go shopping together, or we can go to the baby expo together, or whatever the case might be. Then I'll only start to talk about school again. So I'll start firstly by helping her to get a day job, because a job is going to keep her sane. Instead of being pregnant barefoot in front of a stove, it's going to give her purpose. Then by helping her to get a day job, then you can actually go as the mentor and find out about options about night school and let her speak to people who is pregnant and is actually going to night school, and then work toward that. And then lastly, you could actually tell her, you know what, I will babysit for you when you have school and exams, because the next thing she's going to say is, but what about the baby? Who's going to look after the baby? So this I've already done. And then in conclusion, so the mentee, as I've said before, dropped out of school. And she, at that point in time, went to an FET college to finish, to work toward a dream and goal, but ended up self-regulating by dropping out of school and falling pregnant. By pushing her out of her comfort zone, by supporting her, actually telling her, you know what, someone's here to look after you, and by telling her there's other options than just lying down and just saying, well, it's over now, you would help your mentee to actually be able to grow in their own and to be able to move forward. Thank you very much and good night.